And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you for joining me again. I had to go get something real quick. Let me back in a second, I promise. Sorry. Yeah, getting bag. Getting the thing that be in bag. Getting this thing that lay in next bag. And then getting this thing as well. Nice. There we go. We are now more equipped than we used to be. Is this thing on? It is. Part of me wants to melt into this moment a little bit before I start dancing. And I think I'm going to heed that part of me. Hey, Vidal. We had a pecan pie, a pecanut tart, that we only had like one slice of each and left the rest at the place we were staying at. Part of me still cries about that. But I got to meet the people where I left that pecanut tart and pecanut pie, and things happened. Little balls got Rollins. My mind wants to share things with you, but I know that this is not the exact time or the exact space to share the things that I want to be sharing. I think I might be on an old stream here. I am. Clicked on yesterday's stream for a second. There I am. Nice. Howdy to you, Connor. Welcome, bro. Welcome. Howdy to you again. Howdy partner to you, Jovan. Jinx, Joe, holy smokes. Both of you howdy partnered? That does seem eerily synchronistic. That doesn't happen all the time, does it? People don't howdy partner regularly. Sorry about that. Yeah. Now it looks like you're sitting next to me. Hey, friend. Maybe I can. Things are not perfectly balanced here. Kind of want to give you like a sideways view. Like we're both sitting out here, you know, looking at things and stuff. I promise I'm gonna dance. I promise. I will. Totally. Just felt right. It's one of those days. It's nice to have you here, Connor. How have you been, bro? Have you been taking care of yourself? This is strain of the day. It's called ice cream candy. Maybe to review it extra well, I need to try it beforehand. This is how my Dynavap has been sleeping since it's not been in use. Follow your heart. One of Jovan's like key tenets is pursue your heart. Emphasis on the art part of heart. And then I saw this little follow your heart. I want to have this tab become attached to this inner thing, so it just hangs there. So it's nice and accessible. It'll happen at some point. I did drop something, but it's not of value. It'll get picked up. Just felt right. Tuners, I love it. I'm tuned in. It's true. You are pretty tuned in. I'll let you know. There is no buds left in here. There's a little sticky, but I think that can go. Let's try some of the ice cream candy that was shared by the joint. I have a gallery space at the end of the year that I am struggling with. But other than that, sounds like good struggles to have. Oh no! You hear this smells really good. Smells like ice cream candy. Oh no, this gallery space. What will I do? I get it. What will you do? You want us to help you think? Do animals, bro. I've been having like very animal-centric themed thoughts. Is that not enough? Do animals that talk. Or at least do animals that look like they would be able to talk, if you let them. I'm not a furry. Stop. I can hear the future be like, look, more evidence. Stop. It's not evidence. We established yesterday I'm a hippie. Thank you very much. But not one of the pretentious kinds. Or entitled ones. Goodness, the smell coming off of these buds right now. Like, my grinder was still closed. Blueberry, definitely. Blueberry is a very strong theme, but it's like blueberry met some sort of sports electrolyte drink. That's kind of what it smells like. Blueberry sports electrolyte drink. Super bad description. It smells really good. And again, for a bud to smell like that, I don't even want to know. What genes? What do you know, Strain? How do you know how to do that? You've got any ideas? I was thinking more AI, future, yin yang, esoteric type beat. Yeah, it's not yin, it's yin. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I. So that feels synchronous to me too. Checks out. Do yin and yang. But you can do that with animals too. You can do the AI thing with animals too. You can do future with animals. You can do esoteric. You just go. I wasn't talking about like just animals for animals' sake. I was talking about archetypes, right? Like people, animals as people. And you can do yin yang with that, yin yang with that. You can do future vibes. You can do AI. That's maybe something you can do as a creative direction of bringing those natural, these spirits of our planet energies into this thing we consider the future. The AIs, the artificial intelligence, artificially intelligent thing. Bro said, actually it's yin. Yes, actually, it is. Your hair looks especially gorgeous today. Thank you. Let me see if I can make it more gorgeous or arrest. Yes, little curly curlies. It feels a little bit dry to me. I think that's why it's looking nice. It's just being very poofy. I don't like what's happening here though. This is not ideal to me. It hurts. It's fine. Stop looking at myself, I say. Zoel Lozano, thank you, Joe. You're doing animation right. VR gallery. What if you had a bunch of still frames, but you put the VR on and they do animated thingies? That's a pretty cool idea. You can see. Look at us brainstorming with you. Thanks for the feedback, brother. I love you, bro. I love you. I think it's the fact that it was just misspelled at the very least, because I still almost from a conditioning perspective will say yin, and then I'll have to correct myself. Like, no, it's actually yin. There's a difference. Yes, there is a difference. Love is true. I'm going to add heat to this ice cream candy. It smells incredible. It smells so fruity. Tastes so fruity. Tastes more candy than fruit, to be honest. Tastes like candy that got fruit flavored. I really like the way that tastes. Even though it started with like blueberry terpenes, I'm tasting citrusy grapefruit flavors right now. This is really nice. Thank you, DeJoin. I don't know if Monique and Jay is watching right now, but if you are, thank you. This is very tasty. Yes, sir. There she blows. There's technically still some green left in there. A little bit of green. I've got to start getting stuff ready in like a month. If you don't want to execute on a massive project, do one. Do one at first, right? But make it a spectacle. Maybe in the process of doing one, you can gauge how long it takes you to make that one and figure out a certain workflow. Figure out if you can replicate that workflow in a timely manner. And if you can't, then you just put all of your eggs in the metaphorical basket that is the one that you've started to make. Get a good piece up there. Lol. I originally pronounced young. And it's originally pronounced yang rather than yang. I don't know if I said that the way it was supposed to come out either. Yang. That's the westernized pronunciation. But again, language is weird and ever evolving. As long as we can relate to one another, this be the way. It is you trying to communicate something that is already known. And even if you say yin and yang or yin and yang, yin and yang, yin and yang, is that the way it's supposed to be said? People will still understand the information you're trying to portray. And that is what language is for, ultimately. Right? And I've noticed that when I was trying to, emphasis on the trying, and not emphasis on the amount of trying that was spent. But when I was trying to learn Chinese, I would try and use some of the words that I learned, and there would just be like stark confusion in the faces of the people that I was speaking to. And for that reason, or the reason it was like that, is because a slight mispronunciation in a language like that literally means something else. So in that way, language is different depending on where you are. I'd love to hear more about the chalet thing, unless I'm being too nosy. No, not at all. Maybe I can tell you friends a little bit about that. Today, I met with Rizalda and Arthur. Wonder if I can show you. The footage is not on this device. Or actually, some of it might be. I think I sent some of it to Dad. Let me check. Mich WhatsApp, yeah. Yeah. So this space, I mean, I have to download these videos. That's fine. Not like that. But this space. So friends of mine own this property, and they want to set up, goodness, the freaking reflections. Is this going to be better? Is that going to be, I think this might be the best way. I'm destabilizing you. Sorry about that. There we go. So this piece of property needs to get 33 chalets built on it. That's at least the game plan. Right now they have 2. They have this one, that little box right there. It's gonna be like a two-story thingy, and then the one we stayed in, that's down that path towards that direction. There's Xiao. So this place needs more spaces built on it. And right now they have 2, and the plan is to have 33. So I was thinking that if this place needs more places, couldn't there be some sort of way that we contribute the resources necessary to build one of these places? And then that space can be somewhere we can go and live, right? Maybe not always, maybe not all year round, but at least for some period of the year. Maybe when it's extra comfortable. There's the chalet that we were in. Having some mountain views too. So yeah, the meeting was had of me basically suggesting, kind of asking the question of, is it possible for there to be room for something to be built? You know, if I try and bring the resources for something to be built, I would even want to be involved. in the actual building of the things, right? I would like to film that for you, friends, so you can see the process of this thing being built. You did. Did I just see a freaking rhino? Yeah, it is a statue, but there were like statues of rhinos there as well, which is super cool. Thank goodness. It would have been even cooler. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, Lausanne. If there was actual rhinos just like roaming around, just being like liaising there, I would be like even more stoked to get there. So the conversation was had, prices were discussed, and for around or starting at $5,000 to kind of get a stilted, like platform build for a space to be built on. Like the first step, the foundational level needs to be made. That's going to be $5,000. Then flooring and getting some like walls up, another $5,000. And then a roof, just like a basic roof, nothing fancy, kind of long lasting, cheaper materials, another $5,000. And that's basically how much would be necessary for me to have a place to live in the short term. If I push it, if we actually try and get it done, I can actually have an actual place to live within like the next year, maybe even 6 months. But it is a matter of resources. So I'm gonna have the conversations that need to be had. $15,000 to have a house somewhere doesn't feel like a lot of money. I wouldn't be directly owning the actual plot of land that the house will be on, but the actual house will be mine. And in that way, if I'm not in that place, because it's going to be a part of a venue or a resort, or what's the exact word you would use? Accommodation, like luxury accommodation, because it will be a part of that system. When I'm not there, I can put my stuff in what we've discussed as like my office space. I'll have like an office space built at the bottom of the long legs, and then home space at the top of the long legs. So when I'm not in my home space, I can put all of my stuff, all of my clothing, if I have extra clothing, all of my stuffies in my office space that can get locked, and then the whole top space can be available for rent, which means it will go from being a $15,000 investment to a $75 a night income source. So in 10 nights, that's $750, and in 100, that's $7,500. So in 200 nights, technically, the entire input cost of that space could be paid back. How long would that take? Up for debate. The space is pretty popular, and you want to be there, right? It's not like it would be a hard sell, like, oh, I don't know if I want to have gorgeous sunset views. I'm like, jeez, do I want? So yeah, a lot of people pay plenty more than 15 for a car. That's so wiggity wild. I was literally thinking about that, Jovan. I've been desiring, if you will, of a car. Specifically, a Volvo EX30. Hey, Google, show me what a Volvo EX30 looks like. Probably shouldn't talk to Google like this. I should just say Volvo EX30 because it never understands. EX30 Volvo. This car. This car, I like too much. I think about this car. This car lives rent-free in my brain for some reason. It is electric. The dual motor version of it goes from 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds. I don't know if I want that one. I think that one might be an actual risk to my life. That's very fast. 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds is like Ferraris and Lamborghini level acceleration. And it costs $40,000. And I'm saying that I want this thing, not from a perspective of like I've been budgeting to afford it. I cannot. But it's been like on my list of wants. And the fact that an actual house that I could live in and then can potentially, make an income out of for 15 versus 40 grand. It feels a little bit bonkers to me too, Jean. Pretty mind melted. Pretty bo bunkers. So there you go. That was a little bit more time than I maybe anticipated to spend on that, but I hope that satisfied your curiosities. Mm-hmm. How far is it from your folks' place? It's also in this area, so still 2.5, 3 hours. Not undrivable. You did, but it's a little statue. Thank goodness. A lot of people pay plenty more than 15K for a car. Yeah, there we go again. It's true. Let me just see. What's the deal with men and cars? It's a few things, right? One, if you want to hear my chain of reasoning, why this car has been living rent free in my brain. One, there is a certain lens you are looked at, right? And being an industry professional, as I'm trying to position myself in this world, I look a certain way. People look at you a certain way, and then showing up somewhere in a car is looked at. So there's one, the optics of driving that car, and that's always going to be there for most people wanting cars. Two, there is the fact that I am painfully aware that every time I get behind the wheel, I am, in due fact, risking my life. Maybe a little bit, like small percentages of life risking is definitely occurring. That car will have high safety ratings because it is a Volvo. Definitely better safety ratings than what I'm driving in right now, like for sure. So in that way, there is that added buffer of car. Then, and this is almost the biggest stickler for me, there is the fact that it is electric, which means that if I continue earning some sort of income, I can slowly but surely keep buying solar panels, right? A solar panel is less than $100 these days. I can buy solar panels, and then slowly but surely, the literal sun, I'm sorry, I had to see that, will power my car, will power my tablet, will power my induction heater, will power my microphones, will power my cell phone, right? And I can technically as well use that car battery as a vehicle to load thing, which means that if, for some reason, South Africa's grid isn't as stable as it's supposed to be, my car can power my home for literally a week, 2 weeks, depending on my load. And then there's layer 4 that is still the speed, because even if I get like the single motor long range version of that car, which is still like 45,000 grand, it is fast. It is faster than most of the cars I've been driving in my life. And there is not really this need in me to go very fast all the time. But if I'm going to be overtaking another car, or I'm going to follow some sort of line to get into the road or whatever, having a faster car is also safer. At least in my mind, it is. Because it gives me more control over the situation that is being on the road. So there you go. What is it about men and cars? I think that's the deal. I think that's pretty much the deal. There might be some more things. What else is there? There's probably like a sex appeal for some people as well. But if you want to have sex with me because of my car, that's like a big red flag for me. It's like, oh, you don't know me, and this could be my dad's car. Oh, hi, love, hoodie weather. It has been kind of hoodie weather here as well. It rained yesterday, so it's been kind of nice. It's not too warm today. I need to start dancing. I should have been dancing this whole time, but I've just been having a good time chatting with your friends. Fires in the yard and hot coffee is tough to beat. The leaves here don't change color in fall. They don't change color here much either. Pojo, for what it's worth, it's gonna fine. It's gonna fine. Leaves that change color in fall, and then make waste that needs to be clean, which is a hassle sometimes. Sometimes it's better. Sometimes better evergreen. The weather is getting cooler and the north winds are starting to become steady. No more hurricanes. Whoopee! Yay! Celebrations necessary. The leaves on my apple tree are bright gold. That does sound very beautiful. You don't know me, and this could be my dad's car. You like that? I love that you quote me on lines like that because sometimes, Joy, I'll like a line that I said. I'll be like, that was a good line, not a fucking good one. And that was one of those that I was like, yeah, that is a funny line. You don't know me, and this could be my dad's car. And then you quote me, and I'm like, yeah, Joy Beef thinks that was funny too. This makes me happy. I'm gonna turn this on. I'm kind of thirsty now. I'm kind of thirsty. You wanna go and get some drink with me? I'll take you with me. Enters house, where I sit down. We did get some groceries. You wanna see? You wanna see what's in my fridge? There's watermelon. There's broccoli, cauliflower, cauliflower, broccoli, tomatoes. There's some blueberries. And then there's protein sources. There's some pork down there, some bricks of beef, some chickens, some other vegetables frozen as well. No, lengthen your neck quickly. Watermelon. Yeah, we got some watermelon in us. Today's stream is in part powered by watermelon. It is true. Hey, my eyes are up here. Just. It's kind of my bad, technically, though. You have a very tidy fridge. My fridge is kind of a horror show right now. For what it's worth, I think being hungry helps. You know, my parents' fridge is also a horror show, Joy. And the way I've been reasoning about it is that it is a resources thing. That if you have a lot of money, or at least more money, then you can, easily finish spending. Buying food becomes something that's a little bit easier. And then there ends up being a lot of things in the fridge. I wonder, if all of us kids are out of the house, what my parents' fridge are going to look like. Because I think them having kids does help. Was it Kristen who said there should also be a fire Malone, earth Malone, and air Malone? That would be actually pretty cool. I'll gene edit a bunch of water lemons. One of them, the fire lemon, will be like red. I think water lemon has to be gene edited blue. Future water lemon is blue actually. Fire lemon is red. Earth lemon. I don't know if I want brown watermelon. So we have to like commit harder and do like black, like a purple so dark that it's black. That's earth. And then air, like an all white water lemon. People won't want to eat that, but maybe it tastes extra good despite being all white. One more sip of water. Get over here. It was also hard to shop as a single person. I hate food waste, but it happens more than I would like. It's true. It's true. That water lemon that I got was cut in a quarter. It was like 1/4 of a water lemon. And I was thinking to myself that helps because even as not a person who only shops for themselves, there is still sometimes food waste. So, yeah, I get you. I feel you, Joy. My fridge is very uninspired right now. It helps me to bring awareness to it. I've been avoiding it. What a trip. Huh? How about us evolving and stuff? Usually I don't like even talking about food at all. And now we're growing with that experience. I probably turned my speaker on. Okay, good. Not for the third time. It's 30 more minutes past. Yes, 34 minutes past right now. Let's get some beats going. I'm of two minds. One mind says, play the music you've saved, because there's a revenue sharing, which means that instead of just straight copyright claiming my stuff, they're willing to, if there's any revenue made, which there's not usually, they're willing to just take some of it. And on the other side, I want to listen to whatever kind of plays to find some novelty in that experience as well. See if that serves me. Do these songs call to me? The song is called Get Busy, and then Turn It Up, and then Sexy and Machine. I don't know how I feel about those combos, but I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try the one that starts Now Thou Ser first. Oh, I do know this one. Is it good though? I can't remember that part. I'm gonna skip to the beat part, and if it's good, we're gonna skip back, okay? It's not bad, but it feels kind of uninspiring. Maybe it changes? No, still pretty uninspiring. I'm sorry, I'm being mean. That sound good? Ooh, it's a Shangololo. I haven't seen one in a while. I saw my 11 days I say my chiropractor confirmed that I pretty much only eat meat and it's I'm kind of laughing because it's true. Like I eat more vegetables in a day by myself than I fed Joe, unfortunately. We didn't have that much. We did, like, for a little bit have access to our own kitchen. For a little bit. You know, at Acacia Rock, but we didn't end up committing properly. No, don't touch it! Oh, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm still alive. I'm doing fine. Alright, I should be dancing, but I also don't feel like this track is particularly calling to me. This Reflect track called Turn It Up. Are we gonna turn it up? It is 3 minutes 34 seconds long. If I skip to the beat, then it's better. I do kind of like that. Yeah, you hear that? That feels inspired. I'm down. Let's go. there. Not that long of a one. I have one of those tease drops. Like, oh yeah, we're totally gonna drop or something, but then they don't. I wanna sing in Ramen actually.
See you drop to the beat in the club. Don't wanna see you stop. Move your feet, turn it up.
That's it. I do know this artist, but I do not know this song. No! No. No, no, no. This is a scary track. It is kind of Halloween vibes. Technically. I have to play the second one as well then. Because there is a second one. Where is part 2? Here it is. Play next. Alright. 2 scary tracks back to back. And then we'll be done.
3, 2, 1.
Dropped you as the mic for a second.
Everyone's entitled to one blue skin.
All right, let's finish this. Time to make this more interesting.
Pumpkin scream. Now everybody's waiting for the next surprise.
This is a lot. I know.
Everything that isn't dead. Incoming spell. 3, 2, 1. Quickly! Hurry! Get them! It is Halloween! Get them! You win! Everyone else is dead! Alright, let's finish this!
Goodness. That 180 BPM shit messed me up, yo. Oh. Here comes the second one, dude.
Oh, good, you're back! That last time I transported you to a nightmare realm of madness
One more.
It's time for the madness. Madness.
I think that's it. Yeah. Sleepy. I'm so out of breath. You're gonna have to give me a second, please. Breathe with me. It's not cold here right now. And when I move like that, the amount of heat buildup, it's almost like something my brain is like, you should think about the fact that you're on fire. I'm gonna get myself, sorry about that. I'm gonna get myself something to drink. Bro, exercise is dance. Dance must be exercise. I think I just have to dance more. That's the real bottleneck, is that I'm only doing it properly like this every Wednesday. And not even every Wednesday. Okay. Hey! I'm Rock. I'm Rock. I don't have to make a new one. Already hooked up. Oh. Nice. Let's go on an adventure. That's bright, yo. The sun is a deadly laser. And I'm more aware of it than ever. been pretty good with wearing sunscreen, but I'm not wearing sunscreen today. Should be fine. And look at us. Look at this. I slept through yoga and stream. You're just in time. You're just in time for right now, Sam. Look at us in the right now together. Should I hook you friends up with a wide angle view today? Let's try. See what it looks like. How's that? A little bit crooked feeling. Is that better? Yeah. Sleepy Sam. Beloved Sam. Hoopy here too. Bless you, bro. Feeling the Shangololo is boogieing to this music. My tisms. I'm shaken by thought of the scary bugger touching me. But something makes me want to pick it up, internally panic. Knowing it was going to hurt, but noticing the hurt I caused myself in the panic. It's a part of me that finds amusement in the body reaction to irrational fear. Leaning into it. Maybe it's an adrenaline thing. I think so. I think that's why I'm so out there going for it, kind of, as an experience here. I definitely do get that adrenaline as an experience as well. It's an excitement. You're like, ooh, this thing. What are you gonna do? Oh, goodness. Oh, that's bright. Oh, almost dropped something. This is nice. This is very nice. Actually, I'm liking this. I just got rushed by a bunch of endorphins. I don't know if I like this perspective for you, friends, though. I think you need to be taller. Have you thought about that? Have you considered being taller, friends? I hear that's all the rage on the Tinders these days. The kids told me. Oh, goodness. I'm gonna extendo bobendo these. Okay. Now, I'm going to have to use this as a viewfinder. Bear with me while I spasms. And spasms and spasms. No, that's not good. Not bad. If I lay back, make myself comfortable. Worse. Suddenly worse of a shot. I think that's my fault. That might be too much. Yeah, better. Definitely better. I can work with this. This feels okay. Whew. I'm still trying to recover from dancing a little bit. Oh, that's what's so uncomfortable on my back. Checks out. This is kind of nice. Like, my brain is very much being flooded with this. Good job. The way I register when I have an experience like dancing is that the closest my body could get to that kind of like aerobic as an experience is either if I'm being chased by some sort of predator, or if I am the predator and I'm chasing something. And then the scenario in which I get to rest, I get to sit down like this and have a moment of calm. It's like my brain thinks that I succeeded at either running away from the lion or in killing it. Right. Is that not how it works? Don't let my brain know. I'm gonna take a breath, a few more breaths to try and recover. I'm gonna take out this machine. It has teeth for eating, but not of food. Flowers instead. A gift from the joint given to me by Victor himself. A strain called Ice Cream Candy. I do believe I have. This is a resource. There it is. Strain of the week. This strain can make you feel a little bit hungry, aroused, and relaxed. Oh! I am feeling particularly relaxed right now. I won't lie. Flavors of honey, vanilla, and pine. Myrcene, so mangoey flavors, peppery flavors, lemony flavors, lemonine as well. Helps stress relief and anxiety, depression, fights fatigue, enhances focus, creativity, sociability, and helps with nausea. Before I left today for my meeting, I did feel kind of nauseous. But I haven't had this strain until since I got back here, and my nausea has been gone for longer than that, so would be a case of mistaken correlation if I tried to attribute. Melt has a nervous system of more stimulated. I think so. I do think so. I think that would be an accurate assessment. I think that's why I'm sensitive to stimulants in themselves as well. Coffee, or more accurately, caffeine, definitely does affect me pretty strongly. And I have had ADHD, I am diagnosed ADHD and have had a prescription of ADHD medication for some point of my life. I feel I'm, at this point in my life, a lot more sensitive to my own nervous system. It's like I have tuned it to a certain sensitivity. Hey! Talking about tuning myself to sensitivities, and then I feel something pricking. Oh, it's this little leafy here. Ah! I'm sorry, bro. You're still assaulting me. Oh, I'm sorry. Nice. Better. What is this existence we're in right now? What is this? Is this normal to you? Choose your own adventure. Definitely is a kind of choose your own adventure. But unfortunately, we find ourselves at this part of the adventure stuck in some level. And it's like we're not finding the key or not reading our notes accurately enough, properly enough. I guess that sharp terpene that I'm picking up is the pinene, that pine flavor. So sweet. You have shiny ceilings. What are they made of? They're made of plastic. They're made of plastic. I think that's the cheapest form of building material we have right now. And relatively speaking, they will be outlasting most any other kind of material as well. If used wisely, plastic can still be beneficial to our society. It's the single-use plastics that's the problem right now. But they're made of plastic. They are made of plastic. I saw a lot of that in China as well. I don't know if you use plastic as a ceiling material much in America. It does help. We had like a whole little bit of a freak moment where there was a lot of wind pressure, and there was a window open narrowly, and it basically created like a negative pressure point where one of those panels were sandwiched because they slide into each other, and it sucked that whole panel out, and there is now a gap in the ceiling. And on a hot day when the sun is blasting down on the roof, you can literally feel like volumes of warm air, like you're standing in front of an open oven door, just like rushing in that hole. It's quite an experience. So the plastic does work for what it's worth. There's still a lot of volume left in here. Goodness. The strain works. Melt approved. Go and get yourself some ice cream candy at the joint. How do you have plastic ceilings that do not melt in the heat? Good question, Joy. The answer is chemistry. If I had to sound like a smart person, if I had to share it like a layman myself, I would say certain plastics melt at certain temperatures. And some plastics have higher melting temperatures. I think even most plastics have a pretty high melting temperature. Like the temperatures we face in South Africa don't really reach that high. Even the heat wafting up from like your cooking or stuff like that isn't really hot enough to really make a dent in that stuff. I think it is relative as well, how much heat you put on it. It still does have the melting temperature. Still here. Hey, Nancy. Yeah, we crossed the hour mark. Today will be one of the longer ones, I feel. Something that I do notice, and this is an indoor strain at the joint as well, about indoor strains, is that you get more cycles out of them in the Dynavap. And I don't know why that is. Like, that was the third proper cycle, and there is still a lot of green left in there. Enough to go for another cycle. I wonder what the correlation there is. Maybe it's a THC volume. Actually takes you longer to evaporate all of the material. I think that's it though. Chip chip. Thank you. That was very nice. It's not raining over here, Nan, but it's gloomy for sure. It rained most of last night. The soil underneath me is still pretty soaked. It's kind of wet down there. Part of me wants to show you, but I don't know how I'm going to do that. Maybe I can just pick up a rock and show you the moisture underneath it. You see that? Yes. Look at this rock moisture. I was very happy for the rain. My bucket is full of water. I wanted to wash my hair in it. I had this compulsion. I think I read somewhere online that rainwater is better for your hair. Hey Google, is rainwater better for my hair? Rainwater is naturally soft water and does not contain chemicals or minerals that can damage and dry out your hair. On the other hand, tap water is hard water. It contains amounts of chlorine, magnesium, calcium, and other minerals that can make hair brittle, frizzy, and dull. I mean, the water that we use here is from underneath. It's from the dirt, sucking up to the surface level. But in that process, it might still leach into some of the calciums that could be around. Feels like a little bit of a hassle though. Doesn't rain enough. Like, what a beat. A bird just made that sound. That's pretty magical. The rainwater is gonna turn your hair green. I did have this whole fantasy as a kid, wanting to be Hulk. You know that scene where Hulk bleeds a little bit, and then some of his blood gets in like a yogi sip or something. I don't know what it was called. Some sort of drink, and then a person goes Hulk by drinking that drink. I don't really want to share this information, but a part of my kid self was like almost analytically paying attention to exactly what drink it was, on the off chance that I ever see it in the world, and on the double off chance that Bruce Banner bled into that exact one that I bought, and on the triple off chance that I get to turn into the Hulk. Maybe. Maybe a little bit. Maybe the green hair would be a step closer. I just put my plants outside. Yeah, my plants were outside as well. They did get rained on. It's raining here. Woo! Bless you too. The rainwater's gonna trigger. The bird song in the morning has been amazing. Makes me stop and listen. It's good that you do. That same bird that we heard there was just over there. It might be a different one, calling over his little piece of the territory of the world. I don't know if this is not okay. Sorry about that. I think it's probably one of these little buggies that fell into my eyeball or something. Dude, that's rude, bro. I'm sorry that I crushed you if I did. I think I'm leaning into the relaxed side of this strange experience. Sam, you probably needed to sleep. He's sending some love. Slept through the yoga. Am I missing some comments? Let me see. I don't think so. Sam, glad you're here. I was just sleeping at the computer for the last 19 minutes or so. Sleep has been an interesting experience to me. I've been really enjoying it. But I've also been taking it more seriously, where the sleep that I'm getting is a little bit more scheduled. I do show up for the sleep around the same time, and I wake up close to the same time every morning. And I've been dreaming. I have been dreaming. And it's very much a matter of I'm remembering good parts of what I'm dreaming about when I sleep. And I'm thinking that maybe, in part, some of the forgetting about dreams is us wanting to. And it's almost like we always want to because we need to, because there's some sort of distinction between realities. For instance, last night, one of the things that I dreamt, that I remember still, and I don't know why, is that I messed this thing up right and good. I don't know how it got messed up. I don't know if I was directly responsible in actively dropping it or something, or if it, was like destroyed by someone else's negligence in the dream. But I got it, and it does have like a little glass screen protector on it. I got it, and at first I see like it's all cracked up, like a screen completely shattered. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's just the top piece of the screen, right? Just the protective layer. And then upon further inspection, I see there's like literal chunks, like chunks of the actual device missing, like you would look at it and there's like jagged edges in the device. And the bottom screen is definitely not working. Like the button is not working. The screen is not turning on. And I'm just in this space of almost like mourning, carrying this dead child. I shouldn't say stuff like that. No, not okay. But it felt that dramatic. It felt like a deep sense of loss, irreplaceable, right? Even though it is technically maybe irreplaceable right now, you know, on this time span, this immediate time span. And then I wake up. I do wake up. So maybe I should share this perspective of why I'm sharing all of this with you. As of late, I've been remembering a lot of good dreams, and remembering them and going into my day with them had a bittersweet quality to it. Bitter that the stuff that I was dreaming about wasn't necessarily my reality in that moment, but sweet in the fact that it was an experience I was having even in my sleep. And then to have last night a dream again that was a little bit more skizzy in nature, right? Messes with my brain a little bit. And to remember that and to wake up to the real world. Ooh, I'm seeing a hornbill again. Let me see if I can capture this for you, friends. I think he's in shots. Is that him? Oh, there he goes. Man, I got the shot of him flying. Hey Google, hornbill bird. Bro, stop giving me YouTube links. I just want an image. I guess it is good. Technically it is good, since I am a YouTube creator. Wasn't one of those. It was a very dark looking one. I'm gonna see. Yeah, closer to this. My camera is not good enough, but I have a second screen. What's a bird like that? Yeah, technology. If it's out of the bag, then it's out of the bag. Okay, maybe I'll do this as a perspective a little bit. It's a little bit of a pungent. Time hasn't changed yet. I thought we did that already. Time changing. Time changing? Are you talking about a daylight savings kind of situation again? I spent some time thinking today about the fact that both in casinos and in certain games, they don't have a time window. You don't get to see what the time is while you're playing. And how that is definitely something they do by design. So in that way, time is a certain kind of paranoia you apply onto your own life. But it can be a healthy paranoia, right? If you heed time, you could have prepared a fire in time for when the darkness comes. And in that way, it has been a useful metric that we have applied in our lives. Are we going to change time? That's a good question, important question to ask. Like, if we go post-singularity, time is going to be relative, because every single person is going to have a different perception of that time. All of us are going to be different ages, for one. So the version of self that's going to go into the post-singularity world will have a different grasp of time than the next person. And I think that's also going to be something that contributes to our perception of time. The things we're going to do to ourselves when it comes to cybernetics, when it comes to novel engineered compounds that we put into our bodies, that stuff's gonna mess with our time perception as well. Like time dilation is gonna be a real thing for our species. You ready? You ready for the future? Here we come. Here we go, future. Yeah, give me the future. Give me. I want some future, please. One future. One future. I hope it's clear. I am in part joking. I'm joking a little bit. I've been thinking a lot about the excitement I have about the future, and how that excitement can be seen in other people as well in a certain way, as a certain optimism. And the way I've been trying to, at least, trying to link it to today's stream topic, appreciate that part of myself, is in seeing it as a potential win, no matter what. Like some people have a very lax approach to what they consider their own well-being. And this is not me trying to cast shade, but me trying to analyze from a definite point and place of naivete. And I'm aware of that. But seeing cigarette smoking in our society, right? The rise of that as a behavior, the capitalization of that, the chemicals put in that, the amount of corpo industrial complex kind of systems built around this thing that is smoking a cigarette, from the paper to the little filter sponges to the manufacturing and distribution of different brands, different design, different graphic designers, different packaging, different like so much fractal, right, around this thing that's cigarette smoking. And how it was at one point even attached to the fractal of doctors. How most doctors smoke Camel cigarettes, right? Like if your doctor smokes Camel cigarettes, then surely you should too. Creating mascots, basically marketing to children as well, making smoking a cigarette a cool thing to do. And how, even though we know now as a society how this is clearly not something that is good for us, it's not something that really deters us, or at least not everybody. And there is some element of addiction to it, but my mind cannot help but, I guess, fantasize about the hurt part of humanity that wants to die. That actually wants to die, right? The part of humanity that will smoke a cigarette and drink 10 beers every day, smoke cigarettes and drink 10 beers every day as an act of wanting to die, but living in that wanting of to die. And then there is this conundrum that arises in my being of feeling like why, and at the same time understanding, but like being hurt by that understanding of knowing that isn't the right choice, the beneficial choice, the good choice, the soul fulfilling choice, the satisfactory choice in hindsight. And again, the naivete coming back. Who am I to say? Who am I to say? There's also this joke that I tell myself, is that it doesn't matter. That there are people actively on planet Earth right now in their late 70s that have been drinking and smoking cigarettes every day their whole lives. Walking planet Earth in their late 70s. Right? Those people absolutely exist. They do. They do. And then there is this added understanding / perspective, I think is a more adequate term, that I have, that the future is going to bring a lot of medical advances for us. AI alone, AI as it is right now alone, just applied properly into all of our fields, is going to do a lot for us as a species. And we can, for the most part, we'll be able to, I believe at least, undo a lot of the damage we've done. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter, right? If I drink and smoke right now, and it isn't damaging my lungs, and killing some of my brain cells. Doesn't matter, Melt, because I'll get in a med bay 10 years from now, and it will go, and my cells will get rejuvenated. They'll get reset. They'll have their stem cells genes activated, and in the process of reverting to a stem cell, they'll be stopped. And then from being almost a stem cell, they'll revert back to being a normal cell. And in that process, in that little switcheroo, I'll gain 20 years of life back. Don't you know, Melt? I'm fine. Fine. What do I know? I just had this whole experience today of, even if, like, we do get that technology, it's still going to be better for you to be better off when it gets here, because you'll still live with yourself and in this body until it is available to us, and that might take some time. I'm selfishly looking forward to daylight savings when I can join you all again in the morning. Me too. I wish it changed and then it stayed like that. Selfishly, of course. Glad you're here. I was just sleeping at the computer, bless again. Did you tell your housemates about your plan to move when the lease is up? It's pretty understood. I think John wants to move in with his current music partner, Stefan. Stefan is a muso, like a pretty talented guitar player. Not pretty, he's talented. Period. Talented guitar player, and John has been making music with him. And I think it's better for him to be in that environment and to pursue that on a day-to-day basis. And he's not capable of pursuing that properly in this environment. So I think it's already been established that he wants to go into that environment. I'm going to have to find myself a new environment. And Max, I do believe, is going back to George, where his parents are staying. Your computer room must be warm and cozy if you feel asleep. Weirdly enough, oh, you're talking about, you're talking to Lois now. Yeah. I missed both yogos on the weekend. Was in Saskatoon visiting my dad. Bless. I'm happy that you did. That's got a ring to it. Saskatoon. It does kind of have a ring to it. I was just thinking about Saskatoon. It pains me to sit in the office, knowing I could be moving through space alongside y'all. Seeing the way you enjoy yoga has been a blessing as well, y'all. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Hard to spell, easy to draw. I am not Joe. The yoga will be at 5:30 in the morning for me. It's so hard. Goodness joy, that is tough. But you're tough and you got this. It's true. It's true, Joy Vive. You are powerful. You are magnificent. You are spectacular. You are evanescent. You are transcendental. You are more magical. You are grinning at me, telling me to stop. Okay, fine. I think maybe there is some room to do the yoga and then to go back to sleep. Oh goodness, that is early, Joy. My mind wants to problem solve the situation with you of like, jeeps, 5:30 in the mornings. I was about to ask something cheeky like, can you experience the sunset? And then I was like, oh yeah, it's starting to be winter in America right now. Joy Vive does not want to be outside at 5:30 in the morning, Mel. Not even to experience the sunrise. Probably. I get it. I do get it. Oh, Rocky me. So Rocky. This ice cream candy has been quite spectacular. Quite beautiful. I'm going to quickly go into this form. This Grow One Africa form. My member number. I am a sharing member. I do have the strains. name. It is ice cream candy. The number goes like bot structure. Fantabelastic. Love it. Flavonoids. Beautiful. Exceptionally rich. Perfectly balanced. Agreed. I would say stunning visual appearance. Trichome production. Goodness. Can I ask for more? I've given it like all fives. Part of me feels like I want to give it a 4 just to be cheeky. Good trichome coverage. Dense. It's true. It's still true, and no seeds whatsoever. This might be the highest rating strain I've ever tried from the joint. A 4.8 total. Smelling and tasting like blueberries for me at first, alongside some mango and citrusy flavors like grapefruit, transitioning into almost a licorice. And throughout the entire experience having a sharp piney flavor as well. Yeah, good enough. Good enough to feed the robots. Because I'm pretty sure no human being is reading that information. It's probably just some robot reading it. Love you, robot. I hope that helps. Apparently they made a robot that can smell. Hey Google, tell me about that robot that can smell. In a scientific first, a robot at Tel Aviv, I'm sorry about that, university has inherited another one of the 5 human senses, smell. The robot can smell through a biological sensor. The sensor sends electrical signals as a response to the presence of a nearby odor, which the robot can detect and interpret. Yes. Yes, the robots can smell us. I don't know why I had to say that. The robots can smell flowers better. The robots can smell weed. Now we're getting a A. Yeah. Will a robot be telling you about the terpenes in your weed before you smoke it in the future? Hot new AI idea. There's a startup company starting right now. Can you feel it? They're already venture capitaling $500 million. I don't know why this is cracking me up. It's kind of absurd. No. I think I'm missing some. Maybe they're coming. Let me refresh quickly. Yeah, I have been missing some. Goodness. Yossi, I've been missing a bunch. Thanks for the pep talk. When does the time change? It's going to ruin my mornings. Joy Vive, you're a total badass for doing yoga at 5:30. Yeah, more encouragement. Time hasn't changed yet. I thought we did that already. November 3rd. We got 2.5 weeks. Time to start preparing for it. Benjamin Franklin. Blame that foppish letter writing founding father. He's the one who started daylight saving time. Fucking Benjamin Franklin. The fucking nerve. And not to be on like the $100 bills. That is the one, right? Hey Google. Is Benjamin Franklin on the $100 bill? That one was my fault. Hey Google. Is Benjamin Franklin on the $100 bill? Yeah. Yeah, he is. Good. Good. Look at me knowing American lore. Oh, this is so funny. Like, if we didn't have telecommunications and no boats and no education, I could literally live my whole life not even knowing America exists. Why do I have to? I would also not know about this thing, technically. I would not know about you, friends. I would know a lot less. You'll see, an exponential amount less if I didn't know about America in that way. And the same is true if through your lens America didn't know me. Now suddenly I feel very looked at. Oh goodness. Lol, that foppish. That foppish letter writing founding father. Damn it, Ben Shakespeare. Even though it's bad for us, it doesn't deter us. Humans have been recreationally poisoning themselves for a long time, and they're not gonna stop because some people are suddenly getting concerned. I think for the longest time, it was kind of accepted that you will die, right? And as a part of that kind of society, we have things like smoking and drinking that becomes normalized. Because yes, it make you die faster, but you're gonna die anyway. So what's the big diff? What's the big diff if you like it or whatever, right? But, and this is where the big but comes in, we are no longer living in that paradigm where we're absolutely going to die necessarily. And we have been talking about this as a concept, the whole wanting to live to 1,000 years for a long time. And I preface that only for ego's sake. But Brian Johnson has been pushing that as a narrative as well. Right? This mentality of don't die. That right now you're already playing this game. All of us are already playing this game of don't die. Moment by moment, you're doing things, relatively speaking, that make sure you don't die, right? You don't put knives in your own chest. You don't swerve into oncoming traffic. You're trying to not die. And that, as an action, needs to have almost like iterative, fractal tendrils into the other parts of life as well. And in that way, those tendrils need to pull back. That is putting carcinogens into our body. And alcohol and cigarettes are amongst them. And I feel like it is a suddenly thing, because never before have we been allowed the freedoms to think, yes, see, maybe we are not gonna just die at an average of 70 years old. Maybe there's 700 more years left of my life. And if that's the case, what do I have to do to get there? Right, dude, I'm over here. What the fuck are you made of? What? My sister gets up at 5 and goes to the gym, and she fucking rips, and then she naps until she has to log into the PC. Not sure it's the best strategy for her circadian rhythm, but it works for her. There's actually been a few studies done where people sleep very sporadically, and as long as you have a certain rhythm, it actually does work to sleep a little bit throughout your day. There's still more medicine left in here. It's tripping me out a little bit, because by the time I usually get to these many cycles with this little Dynavap, the bud is ready to be discarded. And then I get there and I'm like, no, that is still green. Why is it still so green? Haven't I ripped this 4 times? And then a part of my mind feels like I'm getting more high. Because it's like a time dilation thing. It's like, did I even hit this thing? Did I forget that? All right. I am joking, of course. Love is true. Melt most of the year. It is pitch black out when I get up for yoga. The sun is only up before me a couple of months out of the year. That is pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Joy Vive told me the story about her getting to tell friends about her yoga journey. And she tells them that she gets up every morning at, like, in California time, at the very latest at 6:30 every morning she gets up, And now with daylight savings, it's going to be at 5:30 every morning. And when she tells people that, the first thing they ask is, how long have you been doing it? And that question comes from a perspective of maybe doubt is a way to sum it up. Doubt that you could continue to, right? Oh, you've been doing it every morning? You've been doing yoga every morning at like 5:30 or 6:30 a.m.? For how long? And then she gets to tell them for more than a year. More than a year she's been showing up, unless she was injured or sick. And in that way, if I was a very scrupulous teacher, and I am her yoga teacher, certified and all, she would have like a A++, like 96, 97, maybe even 98% attendance rate. Might even be more, relatively speaking. In the last year, she's missed no more than 7 days. I can't quick maths enough to give you the fractions of what that is. Very good students. We're proud of you, Joy. Love is true. Looking forward to continuing your practice with you. I wonder what the effect of a nap is after a strenuous workout like that, Joe. To me, it's very restful. Because I'm over here like, bitch, don't you cramp? Right, dude? I'm over here like, what are you made of? You shouldn't be cramping. You should be adding more electrolytes if you're cramping. Get some more magnesium in your bottles. Get some more potassiums. Right, dude? Love again. I get back in bed after yoga sometimes, but I don't fall asleep. I'm just being cozy with the kitties and scrolling on my phone until I get back up to make coffee. Yeah. Restfulness. Still allowing yourself that restfulness. I'm sure there's Americans who don't know who Benjamin Franklin is. I wouldn't be surprised. You know good old Ben if you played Bioshock. Oh, I love that. I forgot about that part, Joe. Nice. Nan, perhaps, but realistically, the country is too much in love with itself to not go over the American Revolution with a fine-tooth comb. Yeah, and it's on the $100 bill. Most people like monies, right? And the whole, like, yeah, good old Benjamin. Yes, Benjamin Franklin. $100 bill. It's crazy that you have a $100 bill. That's like 1,800 rand. To most people in South Africa, $200 would be like a whole month of salary. Think about it, right? Like your entire living wages is like about $200 for a lot of people in South Africa. I would say even maybe a majority. Is that true? Might be. Might be. And the fact that you can have like a person's a month of wages in like 2 notes, 2 little pieces of paper. That's kind of wild. And the fact that that's accepted, it makes sense. People are like, yep. We do a little switcheroo, and then you can make those 2 pieces of paper rands, and you get a lot more rands. Like our biggest unit of measurement is a 200 rand, which would be equivalent of a $10 note in American currency. So our biggest is about $10. So you would have to have 10, technically 9. You would have to have 9 of our biggest notes to make up one of yours. And if someone saw you with 9 of those big notes, right, if you were just like, you probably wouldn't hold on to it for long. It wouldn't be wise. Hey! My stuff almost got stolen by gravity. Hey, what talking about? Yeah. Gravity's been holding on to this for me. Thank you, John. I've seen too many interviews with people asked. Yeah, it's true. You should also watch those interviews knowing that those people are going to show you the extremes because that has the most watchability. You don't really want to see people quizzed on history and just get the answers right. It's going to be pretty okay. But getting the answers horribly wrong, that suddenly has some sort of watch appeal. So those videos aren't exactly a perfect representation of the penetration rate. Ah, yes, satisfaction in the way that Bioshock world worships the ways of the founding fathers, and their world goes to shiznit, literally. Almost like those dudes had a certain perspective. Oh, the swallows are back. There's a lot of swallows in the air right now. I mean, a lot is relative, I guess, as well, right? I don't think that helps. Can you see those swallows? Maybe if I zoom, yeah, suddenly. Hey! What type of things are people on? What type of things, people, are you on your cash? What? I'm sorry, Joy. I need to read that sentence a few more times. Let me try again. Nay. Better. How about some camera works? What type of things slash people are on your cash in South Africa, Mount? I don't understand that question. But I'm probably not putting emphasis on the right words or something. I can't speak to that specifically man, but my sister, who has been teaching, who has her teaching degree, just told me over the phone that she'd rather step in front of a bus than go back to public schools. My mind was like asking for a second, why is that? And then Skibbity Toilet played like as like a fever dream flash in my subconscious, and I was like, oh, checks checks out. I guess that makes sense. They teach us this stuff when they're like 9 years old. It's almost like they don't really want us to look into it. Yeah, they're like just like, oh, this stuff happened. Don't think about it too much, though. This is our country, okay? America, skip. Are we in a cult right now? Every kid should ask themselves in public school. Goodness, I'm sorry. This is kind of morbid. Take a breath. It feels better. If it wasn't for your tenacity in encouraging us to join the morning yoga, I wouldn't be there. So thank you so much. Thank you, Joy V. Like still, like I can show up as hard as I want to. Thank you for letting me convince you. I do take that trust very seriously. For really, I appreciate it. What type of things slash people are on? That'd be cool. Nelson Mandela and all kinds of critters and flowers. Am I missing comments? What's happening? Maybe. Yeah, maybe this is. No, I still feel just as lost. Like we have presidents on ours. With the monies, it's true. Mr. Mercabistic. I missed your name for a sec. Bless you, friend. It's nice to have you here again. Mr. Merc, lovins to you. Yeah. I took some rands home. I'll post a pic on the lunch break if my ADHD lets me remember. It's true. It's true. Joe has like a whole collection. I think our entire collection, having every single one of our notes, is about the equivalent of $20. Two Indian miners just flew past me. Ooh, nice. That's very cool if you remember. A part of me wants to show you, but a part of me wants Joe to remember too. Maybe they can be like a midway point where I can show you here. I can't show you the actual notes right now. The notes I have got turned into electricity. But I do have technology. Show me. Show me computer screen. These seem like the old school ones. And some of them look like the very new ones too. I almost don't want to show you these. I want Jo to show you the notes that she got. She got some good ones. She got a coin that has a baby whale and a mommy whale on it. I'm very happy that she got one of those. Oi! Just heard one of them burbs. One of them peep cups. One of them pumps. I feel ready to pull a card for you, friends. Melt, we have presidents. Now suddenly the comments. Everything makes sense. Joe saying Nelson Mandela and animals. And you asking me about the cash. Everything makes more sense. Okay, yeah. The president's on our cash and all sorts of esoteric symbols. So I was asking what people or symbols show up on your cash over there. We do actually have like a weird 666 thing where if you twirly our new cash up on itself, there is like lines. That's like 666 lines, then a gap, then 666 lines, and then a gap, and then 666 lines. But I believe 666 is not a bad number. It's a number of recreation, kind of in the numerology world. Hey Google, in numerology, what does 666 mean? A number of love. There's so many different interpretations, right? I think that's maybe the point of it for me, at least. But there can be some esoteric symbols found. And then, as Joe said, Nelson Mandela, his face on the one side, and then on the other side there is our big five, we call them. We have the big five. If I just search big five, we'll get big five game, which is the elephant, the rhinoceros, the buffalo, the lion, and the leopard. All of them dudes. Those are the animal entities that we put on our money. They are some gangster looking dudes. They're pretty gangster looking. Yeah. Yeah, our 50 rand is a lion. Our 10 rand, our smallest note, like our 50 cents as a note, is an elephant. For some reason, I almost can't remember. Like my mind's getting melted. I believe our 200 rands is the leopard. Yeah. Sorry. Our 10 rand is the rhinoceros. Our 20 rand is the elephant. Our 100 rand is the buffalo. So these are our old notes. So these are not the ones that Joe will be showing you. So when I was a little kid, this is how money looked. So you were asking about the esoteric symbols and stuff as well. And then there, we had stuff like that. Whoa. Where you going, bro? These people are selling these monies. So this is how the money used to look. But the money that Joe got does not look like this. I wish they showed us the other side. There we go. This is what the other side looked like. So when I grew up, this is what money looked like for me as a kid. That's pretty cool, right? That is pretty cool. Very psychedelic. Now as an adult, having lived the life that I've lived, looking back. That's so cool and so colorful too. True. I want to show you now what the modern money looks like. Jo can still show you her notes in her environment, and that will still be novel and beautiful. But these are the new ones. They're still very nice and colorful, though. Like, these are very accurate representations of how bright they are. And I'm trying to show you that whole... Is it this? Wonder if it's this one. Because I do think there are new ones coming out. Yeah, these are the brand spanking new ones we have. And you see these little lines? When you wrap this note onto itself, they connect with one another, and they make these 666, 666 patterns. And people lost their minds. Oh my goodness, the money has 666 on it. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now people will be able to buy themselves food with these pieces of paper that we have assigned value to. Very cool. Very interesting. This is a very bad photograph. I think these are all the 50 rand is missing. Yeah, this is a better one. This is apparently what our newest currency is gonna look like. Bringing that psychedelic mandala thing back a little bit, which I do appreciate. I do like that. Yeah, little units of value. There are some of our coins as well. Hey, those are just our new coins, I guess. How about that? Jo got the 5 rand, the one of the whales, and I think I gave her this little bee one as well. Maybe this one too. I think she got one of these 2 rands too. Yeah. A little dive into currency. How did we get here? Appreciation? Yeah. We should talk about depreciation. How about that? How about that for having a currency? Aha! Ha ha! Laughs at economies. Did you know that our currency used to be more valuable than yours? Hey Google, how long ago was South African's currency more valuable than the US dollar? This is not the right answer. Maybe there's like a difference between like pre and post apartheid. Maybe our currency wasn't recognized the same. But yeah, we basically went 1 for 1, or apparently 1.2 of your values for 1 of ours. And in my lifetime, plus about what 5 years, 6 or 7 years, our currency's value completely got. Whoa! I'm getting a scam call. A consumer announcement. Robot consumer announcement. I'm okay, thank you. Thank you, robot. I'm not a consumer. Yeah, Meld, we have presidents on our cash and also true. Our money is actually covered in cryptic Freemasonry shit like pyramids of eyeballs. It's true, it's hardcore. I like the geometries of the left. True, me too. Like looking at it again, I do like the way our old cash looked. Have y'all seen the little spider in the top right corner of the $1 bill? It's a cute little buddy spinning the web of design in the background. I didn't see that. You should send a photo of that too. Hey Google, show me the $1 spider. No, bro. Bro, why are you opening? I mean, yay. Yay, it's opening YouTube. Yay, this is great. I love this. Breathes heavy. Yeah, look at that. There's a little spooder. It's a $1 bill. Oh, that's cute. He's just a little guy. He's just so tiny. He's so tiny and smart. Ooh! I almost kicked you over there for a second. Yeah, see. Good thing you're sturdy. Solid on your feet. Ah, it's better. South Africa's money experiencing Mandela effect. Appreciation of how much pretty cloaking. Depreciation. Yes, I like coins and stuff. I had to take some home. I'm happy that you did. Yeah, you get to keep like a piece of South African history, as a physical thing. A physical thing that people at this point in our existence believed had actual value. They were like, yeah, this thing is valuable. You can turn this thing into food you can eat. And you have to do that, otherwise you die. And we'll let you. But you can't kill yourself. Don't you fucking dare. That's illegal. What? What are you? He's fucking sending me mixed messages, bro. Oh, the newest versions are so trippy and psychedelic. It's funny to me. The Mandela is on all of them. Mandela is just like taking all of that real estate, Mans is getting the full Mandela effect. I am you, show 'em out. Thank you, show. I want you to still show them the versions that you got because I think there's something special in that too. Wow, that's so cool and so colorful too. Super rad. Did they update the money over there? They've done it like 4 times, I think. In my life, they've updated the money like 4 times. Rainbow colored money. Very cool that you brought some home, Joe. The look over the shoulder from the leopard. The newest versions. Bless. Okay. I have next to no money, but feel richer than ever. It's interesting that you say that, Mr. Mercarbastic. The time that I spent homeless, in so many words, the place I was living in stopped being a place I could live in. And then the place I ended up living in as like a stopgap was friends of mine's commune. In other words, an owner owned this whole house and had a bunch of rooms in this house. And this owner facilitated this house with a kitchen and a living area with couches. And then this fucking guy, went and slept on the couch for 2 months. Because I didn't want to sleep anywhere else. Right? It's not a matter of I couldn't have slept anywhere else. I could have gone home if I really begged my parents. But I wanted to. I wanted to be there. And in that way, it was some of the happiest moments of my life. Very nonchalant, very matter of fact, very dissociative at the same time, very unstructured, very unbalanced, without trajectory, with lack of motivation and potential. And it was good for me to have that experience as well. Even though it was enjoyable, I'm happy everything happened the way that it did. I had to move on from that experience as well. And I feel life does come in cycles like that, friend. This mentality of never stop, never stopping, right? You friends haven't stopped showing up with me. That's a superpower in itself. That's some resilience. Right? That's pretty crazy. That's pretty wild. Let me get my cards. Haha! What's this? What's this here? It opens? There's things in there. Oh, there's little slices of things. Interesting. I wonder what happens if we separate one of those slices from the rest of them. Wonder if there will be information encapsulated between these layers. I wonder. Are you wondering too? You should wonder when I will stop. I relate the time when I was working for Beer and Bagels, no money after being terminated from my aspired career. That was the turn of my life. Finding myself outside of the weird matrix, having the most valuable friendships and experiences. I wouldn't have changed a thing. Right? Showed me there's a certain way of being that I crave. And it also showed me that I need to still earn a certain amount of money to be able to have that and feel satisfied in continuing, you know. Whee! That's okay. When things fall, it usually creates a panic response in me. Activates my Ace Ventura, as Joe affectionately have brain damage to thank. Imrama. Moses, one of the people that works at the joint, he has a daughter, recently born. I think she's 6 weeks old, 8 weeks old. Her name is Amara. So this feels synchronous to me as well. It's not the same word, but you can spell Amara with Imrama. Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? Where am I being called to journey to? Might be one of those things where I feel called to journey to America and you should feel called to journey to South Africa, right? We'll have to make it work so we don't miss each other, you know. There was love again. That's amazing. Never made the connection to Ace. Nice. More fractals. Where indeed? Yeah, where are you being called to journey to? I've been thinking about that seed has been planted as well. Creating yoga retreats here in South Africa. Some yoga retreats. It could be quite an experience. You could come to South Africa for a week for a yoga retreat. Come to South Africa for a week for a yoga retreat. I'll serve you some novel meats that we can skeet with the guns in the fields. There will be amazing views, it's true. And there will be things you've never known. Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? It's funny how life happened. I got terminated out of my original career, and I look back at home. My life was unfolded since, and it's been so wild. Going halfway around the damn planet. I ain't staying for only a week. Alright. Maybe that could be a thing, Choiviv. That could be a thing, right? That could be a plan. My brain is conspiring because I know you're a numbers person, right? I'll numbers. I can numbers too. All right, I can numbers. All right. I'm gonna read you what this card says. Imrama. I don't think we pulled this card many times. Take a deep breath. The Celtic word Imrama means a journey of the soul, a voyage on which we don't know where we are going, but our soul knows the way. If you pulled this card, you are either being called on a soul journey, or you are already on one. It could be to a physical, ancient place, or it could be metaphoric. When we journey to places that our soul remembers, a shift takes place, both within us and to the planet as well. You are being called to journey to a place that is sacred to your soul. Perhaps it is to journey to the world's sacred sites, or called to cross the country, climb a mountain, lie on the desert floor, drink from an ancient well, or go to South Africa. Yeah, it says it right here. Totally. There are places to see and old friends to meet. I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. Like, it actually says those parts. It does. Yeah. There are people to see and old friends to meet. And I see spontaneous pilgrimages in your future. Like a yoga retreat. All right? How about that? Yoga retreat could be pretty fun. Come to South Africa, do some yoga. Yeah. Yo. If a physical voyage isn't possible, fine. Journey through the portal of your heart. Follow the invisible soul trail and be willing to explore. Maybe read a book or watch a movie about a sacred place or time. Perhaps you are being called to study an ancient lineage like yoga, or a body of work. Whatever your soul is ready to journey deep. This card in your heart and say, may seeds of light, long ago planted, begin to rise. For I am ready to remember ancient secrets from lands that my soul knows from times past. May I be held by the ancient lineages that my soul has served, and remember that I don't have to do it all alone. Yeah. Yeah. Heaven, yeah. That sounds nice to me. It's funny how life happened. Unfolded since. Technically, in that way, the unfolding was this as well, right, Joyvi? Easy was a week. Yes, life is incredible and good. What we think is bad, Joy, exactly. I got goosebumpies feeling that with you. I got some big goosebumps today as well, having a conversation with Victor about his first experience wrestling some lions and how ever since his lion wrestling experience, he's been dealing with anger in such a healthy way, he mentioned. Monique, even his beloved, told me that ever since this experience and he coming back from this experience, there has been no anger. Like he is rarely angry at her in the household, but he is angry in his experience that is life. And then when he is at home with her, he feels safe enough to talk about this stuff. And then that anger comes out, and then she gets angry with him because this is something to be angry about. Ah, feeling this anger. And ever since this experience, he hasn't been having that anger. And as he's telling me, I just get these rushes of like goosebumps. And he had that experience very recently. I'm feeling so many good changes happening. The goosebumpies are good. They are old friends to meet. That is goosebumpy inducing for sure. Yeah, that one really took me for a ride. And I was like mentioning, like, we haven't read that card many times. And then it feels so on the spot. Old friends to meet, like, that is almost trippy because I am an old friend to you friends, right? But you haven't met me, technically. Some of you have. Right? Some of you have. It's truth. It's truth. All of you can. All of you can. This is also true. Right now, it's true at least. It might not continue to be true indefinitely. And I'm not saying that I'm going to die anytime soon. I might just get busier and busier to the point of it not really being viable anymore. Get on the soul train. I don't know if there's a melody to that, but that felt like the right one. Have the most fantabulous soupazing day, everyone. Indeed. I do hope you have the most beautiful soupazing day. One filled with soupazness. I think I'm going to stop pushing this soupazanize and love is true. I'm sorry. We're talking about soup now. No! I'm sorry. I hope that didn't peak the microphone. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to have 32-bit float. You let me know if that was still too loud. I'm planning an Italian pastina this week. Possibly today. How about you make enough Italian pastina to have for the whole week? I'm sorry. I'm really having fun with it. Supposed to finish streaming right now and supposed to leave and supposed to do something else. Supposedly. I love you so much, dear friends. Thank you for joining me. It really was a fun stream. What a Weedy Wednesday this was. I love you so much. How about you make enough to have the whole week? Like I don't keep bags of soup in my freezer. That thing is weeping. Love is true. You friends really make me feel like that's literally the only thing I can say. Like you have completed that loop in my brain. It's like, love is true. Recognition, recognizing. Thank you for seeing it with me, friends. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Goodbye now. Have a beautiful day until we do it again.